We are starting out super early in the kitchen this morning. I've already baked a loaf of sourdough bread for the week. Isn't Raya beautiful? Look at the rise. So proud of this. We make about a loaf a week for Paul and I, and it's perfect amount. Next, I gathered everything I needed to make some chicken bone stock in the Instant Pot. And I have never done it this way, but I think this is going to be great. So I'm just putting in about a pound or so of bones of the chicken that we have roasted and some carrots that we have just cut up into big chunks. A couple pieces of celery gives it wonderful flavor. I took a small onion and I quartered it, added that as well. Crushed some garlic, several cloves, and added that. A tablespoon of apple cider vinegar to draw out the collagen from the bones. And now I am just going to cover it with cold water until everything is submerged. This is how easy it is. I'm adding some pepper, ground up fresh, and I'm also adding a bit of Himalayan sea salt. You, of course, do that to taste. Now I'm giving it a good mix, and everything looks perfect. I put the lid on the Instapot and made sure it was sealed and turned the valve to closed. And I'm going to set it on high pressure, and I'm going to put it on for exactly 2 hours. And then we will let it naturally release. And that's all there is to it. Welcome, sweet friends, to the channel Frugal Money Saver. My name is Emmy, my husband's Paul. We're so happy to be here with you today. We have a very full video. We're going to do it in segments, just a little frugal living, some hauls, some in the kitchen, a little bit of everything. But we just want to be able to catch up with you, let you know how we're doing, and just get to spend some special time. So let's get right to this video. As you saw this morning, we started really early, just getting up and baking some bread, getting some stock going. And that's just such a wonderful, calming way to begin our day. The first part of the video, and we're going to actually do this topic in 2 segments, is how important having an emergency fund is. We're going to talk about why it's important in the first segment, and then later on in the video, how to actually set one up and get started. Why are we doing this topic? Paul and I, within the last couple weeks, have spent almost $3,000 of our emergency fund. So the first thing that happened that cost us quite a bit of money is our oil furnace started malfunctioning. We had no hot water. We had heat, but no hot water. So basically, what was wrong with it? The domestic hot water coil was no good. After only 6 years, that was a brand new burner we put in 2020. How can that happen? Well, it does. They said it has a lot to do with having hard water, and it puts a lot of pressure on these systems. And of course, the warranty for the furnace was only a year, so we had to pay full on that one. After diagnosing it and ordering parts and the labor, it came to about $2,500. Thank goodness we had the money, no problem. This is why we want to talk about how important it is to have an emergency fund available to you. Not more than 2 weeks later, we took a quick trip to Lancaster, and you're going to see a little footage in a minute about that. Our air conditioning in the car went. And it was so funny because it was such a hot spell here in the Northeast. It was up in the 80s and 90s, and we're driving around Lancaster County, Pennsylvania with no AC, windows down. It was a riot. Well, anyway, we get home. After all said and done, that was another $500 to have that fixed. So within just a few weeks, $3,000 worth of repairs that we needed to get done. I hope our story will encourage you to think about having an emergency fund if you don't already. If you were to look this up, how much cash reserve should a person have or a family have? You should have about 3 to 6 months of living expenses so that if something should happen, you could live for 3 to 6 months on what you have reserved. Now, do not panic. If you do not have that, let's try to get you started to build it up. Why? Because without cash reserve, people will automatically go and take out maybe a high interest loan or put the expenses on a high interest credit card. Right there, that cycle of debt, the cycle of maybe not being able to pay off what you just charged continues. Having a cash reserve also protects you from diving into your 401k or your retirement fund for these emergency expenses. And then there's all kinds of interest that compounds if you do take a loan. It also gives you peace of mind. Knowing you have cash readily available to you in case of an emergency just makes you sleep better. We had these issues come up and we were like, okay, we've got the money, thank God. Why? Because we live way below our means and we live like we have less money than we actually do. And that's what we're always trying to encourage you all to do. These unexpected expenses that can pop up, surprise us, and really lead to bigger debt if we are not cautious and we don't have some money put away. So I hope this little talk just motivates you to start thinking, if you don't already have an emergency fund, to please start one. And if you do have one and you need to build it up, this is the time. Now, in a little while, we're going to come back, revisit this topic, and we're going to tell you how to build it up. So now, with that being said, let's get on to the next segment of the video. Throughout all this stuff going on and just daily life, Paul and I were able to get away just a real quick trip to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. You know that area is near and dear to our hearts. We love to go and pick up some great values on food and just kind of disconnect for a couple of days. And that's exactly what we did. So the next bit of this video, we're going to show you a quick Lancaster County, Pennsylvania haul. So let's see what we picked up. We were able to get away for just a few days to Lancaster. Diener's is one of our favorite places to eat while we are there. We love to visit Lancaster County and just take some time to relax a little bit. We thought it would be fun just to show you some of the items we got from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We love Shady Maple Food Store, and they had these Souders double yolkers, which were these jumbo eggs with double yolks. Well, let me just show you what they look like when we cook them. I'm sorry for the morning glare. Can you see the two yolks? How fun is this? Oh my goodness. What a fun breakfast treat. Now, I wouldn't eat these all the time, so we're going to enjoy these, and $2 a dozen. Can't beat that. Another store that we buy a lot from is the Bird in Hand Farm Supply Store in Bird in Hand, Pennsylvania. This is whole milk mozzarella, and can you see the price per pound? That's $2.89 per pound, which is unheard of. So that was wonderful. We got some Colby Jack Longhorn, which was $3.27 a pound. And because it's Paul's favorite, we also got another piece. This was $3.27 a pound. And then we got some Monterey Jack Longhorn, which was $3.24 a pound as well. Some great prices on cheese. This is the original Lebanon bologna. Now this was a little pricey, $6.45. We did get 2 packages. Paul's mom and dad loved this, so we are definitely going to share one with his dad. I think he will enjoy this. We can bring a couple pieces when we go visit, make him a little sandwich with it. This is your favorite, isn't it, too?
Oh, yes, it is. You really can't get it around here. There is a website you can order it, and I'd rather just wait and get it there.
It makes it kind of more special.
And you mix it with the cheese and some crackers. It makes a great meal. It's delicious. I love it.
We also bought 2 pounds of the Walnut Creek butter. That was $2.40 a pound. Again, these were some really good prices. We also picked up 2 avocados, 89 cents a piece. And then we also got 2 packages of cream cheese, and these were $1.45 a piece. So, if you're ever in the Lancaster area and you stop at the Bird and Hand hardware store, you walk in and then you go directly to your left, and there's a cold storage room with all this food in it. So you got to kind of look for it. It's off in a corner. Great prices. Another place we really enjoy going to is the Goods Store, and that's next to Shady Maple grocery store. And they just sell some wonderful country kind of items. I needed cheesecloth, and it was so hard for me to find the 100% cotton natural. So when I saw this, I grabbed a pack. Also, they were having a sale on stickers. I know, you know, I love my stickers. These were all Bible journaling stickers, all different. They were $1.80 something a package, but they were 25% off. So I ended up getting them for like $1.40 a package. Each one comes with 3 different sheets of beautiful Bible verses and fun stickers. I use these in my happy planner. And then the final item I got was from a thrift store. It's called the Bees Needs Family Thrift. And I thought these were precious. All purple stickers were 50% off. So these were $4. I got them for $2. Aren't these precious? You all are so kind, and I'm always getting fun little treats in my P.O. box from you all, Paul and I, and even Dixie. And I always try to thank you, always. And I am always looking for little blank cards. And I saw these 12 for $2. They just look like me, don't they? And then what I loved is each envelope, it's got the little piggy with the sunflower on it. Just a great deal. 12 cards for $2. And this is everything we got. Not a huge amount. A lot of this, like the cheese, we're going to portion and put it in the freezer. The butter will go in the freezer as well. So just some great items. I have to admit, I am not a fan of those double yolk eggs. They were just way too rich for me. Paul loved them. And I said to him, well, next time what we're going to do is either cut them in half and we each get like a half of it, each get a yolk and a little white, because they were just too rich for me. Best way I found to use them was in scrambled eggs and omelets. They were perfect when you scrambled them up, much more doable for me, and then they were really delicious. But what a bargain at $2 a dozen. And I think it was a much needed break for Paul and I. Now let's go back and revisit the topic of having an emergency fund. We're just going to give you some simple tips on how to build up that emergency fund or to start one. First, start small. Think about maybe saving $500 to $1,000. That amount will handle any kind of minor expense that may come up. So that is a great place to start. Don't start saying, I got to save $25,000. Start small, $500 to $1,000 to start. And what you want to do is you want to put that into a high yield savings account, not a CD. A CD will tie up your money and you won't be able to get to it. So you want to pick something like a high yield savings so you can add to it, and in the emergency, you can take it out. And we have one at a bank here locally, and we're getting almost 3% on a high yield savings. So that is a great interest rate. Now, how do you start saving? First of all, what you can do is stop non-essential purchases for a little while and take that money and start depositing it. I'm talking about your coffees. I'm talking about your dinners out, your movies, your theater, manicures, pedicures, anything that is not essential to your well-being and health and home. See if you can start taking that money and start putting it away in an emergency fund. Add found money to it. Gifts that you may receive. Tax refunds that you may get. Bonuses from work that you may acquire. All that found money, that extra cash, put it in to that emergency fund. That's another great way to build it up. If you are able to live on your paycheck, minus maybe $25 a week or something like that, take it right out, deposit it directly into this account. Only if you can still manage your bills, do something like that. It can be done. All that little extra cash you may be putting here or there or wherever it's going, funnel it in so that you have something. God forbid something goes wrong. If an emergency occurs, you've got it covered. In this segment, we're going to be talking about our Too Good To Go app. No, this is not a sponsored video, but any one of you that have been around our channel for any length of time know how much we love the Too Good To Go app. And I will link the video down below that shows you exactly how to use it. But what the app is basically an app that connects with different eateries in your area, restaurants, delis, bakeries, things like that. And at the end of the night, if they have food left over, instead of them throwing it away, you can purchase it at deep discounted prices. And that's exactly what we're going to show you in the next segment. We had a wonderful, wonderful blessing of having my niece from Oklahoma come in and stay with us for several days with her new husband. And we just had such a great time. Wanted to make sure that we had good food for them and great fellowship. And one of the ways we did that was by using the Too Good To Go app to buy a bunch of different gourmet pizzas from a local shop. Let me show you what we bought. You know we love to unbox our Too Good To Go boxes with you. As I said earlier, our niece is coming in from Oklahoma with her husband. They're going to be with us for a couple of days. So let's see what we've got. This box was $4.99. Are you ready? Dun, 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 dun. Ooh, we got pizza rolls. What are these?
I don't know.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they look like
Pepperoni or something.
pepperoni rolls, I bet. Okay, so we got some pepperoni pizza. We've got, this looks like buffalo. Not sure what that is. That looks like mozzarella with balsamic. And then we've got this giant pepperoni roll.
It's got a stromboli or something.
Yes. Okay. All of this for $4.99. Let's see what's in the next box. Here we go. Box number 2. Oh my goodness. Just a ton of pizza. This looks amazing. It's like a thin crust with mozzarella and sun-dried tomatoes or roasted tomatoes. There we got a white pizza. That looks like bacon ranch, maybe?
Yeah, could
yep.
be. I see. Looks like bacon.
This looks like it's got tomato. This was $4.99 as well. So these two boxes were $10. I don't know about you, but where we are, a frozen pizza is about $10. They're going to enjoy this because they can pick any kind of flavor they want, or maybe they're going to pick a pepperoni roll or two. So this is just wonderful. So this just looks great. A lot of food for $10. There you go. Love that Too Good To Go app. For under $10, I think that was an amazing bargain. And what we did, because they were such big slices, we cut them up into pieces and everybody was eating all the different flavors. Our son came over and ate with us as well. And we just had a wonderful time with family. And that is what Paul and I are trying so hard to do right now, is slow down our lives just a little bit to be able to enjoy the really, really important things in life. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get into the kitchen because I have bits and pieces of some items we need to use up. You know, I love to get creative like this. We're just going to show you a bunch of ingredients and let's make a recipe and see how it comes out. So let's turn this camera around and get into the kitchen. Before we get to the recipe, let's first check how our bone broth is doing. So this naturally released for about 25 minutes, and then we manually release the rest of the pressure until the button dropped fully. And now we're carefully going to open this. Always do it slow and away from you. Now we are going to let this cool and then we will strain it. I will remove like the carrots and the celery because those are perfectly fine to eat. In all actuality, they are going to be infused with wonderful flavor. And then I will strain it completely and let it cool overnight in the refrigerator. Skim off the fat and freeze in individual containers. Before we started the recipe, I just wanted to finish up the broth with you and show you how it came out. Now we have got some bits and pieces that we are going to put together to make a delicious ham, potato, carrot, and corn stew. So yummy. So let's see what we have. You're going to need about 1 cup cooked ham dice, which I'll dice this. This we vacuum sealed right after Easter. I'm going to need 1.5 cups of potatoes, and we're going to dice those. 1 cup of milk. I have a package of corn that Paul vacuum sealed from the summer. 1 cup of corn. 1/4 of an onion I just cut up. We're going to saute that. We've got 2 cups of chicken stock that we just made. And we're also going to need about 1.5 tablespoons of butter and 1.5 tablespoons of flour to make a roux. So this is going to be so easy. I just melted about 1.5 tablespoons of butter in my stock pot. I'm going to add the onions and I'm just going to saute these until they're tender and soft, just a few minutes, probably like 5 minutes. Keep it on medium-low so the butter does not burn. Now I'm going to add about 1.5 tablespoons of flour. I forgot my garlic, so I am adding this now. I just have about 2 cloves of crushed garlic I'm adding. We cooked the flour down for about a minute. Now I am adding my broth. Make sure you scrape up all that butter and flour from the bottom. Give this a nice mix. I am adding all the potatoes that have been diced. Give this a good mix. And what I'm going to do is cover this and just bring it to a simmer and let these cook for about 10 to 12 minutes until the potatoes are tender. And if you think that you might need a little bit more liquid, you could add more broth, water, whatever you think is best. And every once in a while, just give it a stir. These potatoes cooked just about 12 minutes and they're nice and soft. Now you can even mash a couple of these up against the side of the pan and that will thicken this as well. But mine's looking really good. I did add about a third cup of water because it was getting really thick. Now I'm going to add milk. I did decide to only use the half package of corn, so we're going to add that as well. The carrots that were left over from us making the broth, might as well add those in for some great flavor. And the diced ham. Give this a nice stir. Please feel free to season this as you want. The ham is pretty salty for us, so I'm just gonna do some black pepper. But taste as you go and you decide what you'd like to add. Now I'm gonna let this cook for about 5 minutes more so everything is heated through. I let this simmer uncovered for about another 5 minutes and I just kept stirring it and it looks so delicious. Look at this. So we're just going to grate a little bit of cheese on this and of course it's going everywhere. Always grate your own cheese, please. Don't buy the shredded stuff. Perfect. Use up what you have type of meal. Corn, ham, potatoes, broth. Oh my goodness. It was just a warming, comforting soup. Please look at those simple ingredients you may have in your kitchen, in your pantry, in your freezer, and get creative with them. Save yourself some money, make some gourmet meals right at home. Please give that one a try. Make it for yourself. It was a winner. Today's question of the day. What have you been doing this spring season? Please share down below how you're saving money, how you are living a slow, intentional life, what you are enjoying about this time of year. Because when you share comments like that, it doesn't only encourage Paul and I, but you encourage each other as well. And that is so important to us here on this channel. We are so thankful you were able to spend this time with us. We thank you so much for being here. As you know, if you follow us, Paul and I have been stepping back. We will still be making videos just like we are now, but they may be a little bit more staggered. We haven't got down to the little house yet. We were hoping to, but just between the oil burner and the car and just everything, but maybe within the next couple weeks, and you know we will share that with you. So as far as our videos go, please go to our homepage. Make sure you are subscribed. I hear it so often, YouTube unsubscribed me. Well, make sure you subscribe again. And if you're new here, please come on in and join us. Also, make sure your notification bell is turned on and it's set for all so that no matter what video we make, you will be notified and you can come on over and watch with us, which we so appreciate. We ask you to please give this video a big thumbs up. It does help us so much here on YouTube. We ask you to be safe. We ask you to be well. And above all, we wish you blessings. Until our next video, may God greatly bless you.